Na'Vi, but come on, this is the #3 team in the world. They're up to the task.
Let's find out if they're going to be able to live up to that ranking. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Na'Vi starting on the T side, Vitality on the CT side. And we do not have a kit in play at all, which on Nuke, I actually think is a very big risk. Now, if you shut it down before they get onto a bomb site and get the bomb down, then it's not even a topic of conversation. But we'll remind you if it gets to that point. zywoo up here, clicking away at range. They do have a couple of pistols down there upgraded against him, and I'm sure he must have figured that out by now. shox catching Electronic coming back out, and there's zywoo hitting the headshot and taking down Simple. So now 3 versus 5. It doesn't even look like there's going to be a bomb plant here. Nivira catching him mid-air, and this is all looking wonderful. Boomer just doing a little bit of work here, but now Vitality, they should calm it down and just remind themselves of the lead that they have.
Well, you've still got two absolute savages alive here for Vitality, and zywoo and shoxy on pistols. It feels like those guys just, well, zywoo just overperforms no matter what, but shoxy and pistols, it's a match made in heaven. So still very dangerous. Ooh. There's zywoo just taking Boomich out of it, and there's shoxy. So there you go. Sure enough.
Oh man, yeah, and that was good, right? Because it did look like they kept fighting for a while longer than they needed to. So just the calm, like everyone stay still, don't move too much. He's not seeing a lot here, is he? Yeah, that's a pretty thin angle. Oh, we have enhanced the picture. All right, run it through the enhancements.
Miami, where is it? Like, put the sunglasses on.
Yeah, like what is it called? CSI. Wow.
I guess he just let it get to his. Put the glasses on.
Listen, that even that might be a Boomer reference at this point in time, Sam. Like, it might be too old for me to even know, but
can't be that old. Can't be that long ago.
Perfecto has bought a Zeus on the T side. I admire it. I don't see how is he going to run up and use it against someone? He's in the edge of the smoke. Okay. I appreciate it.
Wait, what? Yeah, there we go. Nivira's gonna get the deny on that one. Maybe just not expecting him to commit like that. But it is Perfecto, and unfortunately with that Zeus, he has yet to find anybody. He might be able to get close enough. No, Nivira's backed off. I'm trying to look for him here, man. I'm trying to help him out, but it's just not gonna happen. 2-0 for Vitality on the CT side so far. And okay, you know, it's not. We've done a lot of focusing on Vitality, and obviously zywoo is just going to be just a massive factor for Vitality. He's he's player of the year. As far as Na'Vi are concerned, though, yes, there's Simple, yes, there's Electronic, but on Nuke in particular, Boomich, this tournament has been stepping up. Individually, he has been posting higher numbers. He's been making great plays at controlling the area around Squeak on that side of the map. And so here, as far as another guy who's going to come to the top for Na'Vi, it's got to be Boomich. And so eyes on the in-game leader here for Na'Vi, and we'll see what he's capable of.
I actually think that's even more true because I think the style that Boomich has when he's playing really well is so hard to predict. Oh, wow. Apex. You know, he was set up for that. He was the only thing his eyes could have been looking at was that little pixel movement for him to put down the smoke. So the fact that he was falling asleep and not seeing it is very, very unfortunate. Early kill there, and it's Simple. Again, we talked about the importance of having him early and having a big presence in this game. Just on the board already here in the 3rd round. And the rest of what they have on the CT side, I mean, it's pretty questionable. They're going to be low on grenades early on here, so if it comes to a bomb plant again, the retake is going to be limited by that. You especially on Nuke, you really want grenades to block off. If it's the B bomb site down below, a lot of positions that you want to Molotov and smoke off, and the same really at the A bomb site. So 50 seconds on the clock, and Na'Vi, I think, are waiting for a reaction. They're expecting for Vitality to try and recover this early loss by going aggressive somewhere, and that's not happening at the moment.
No, it looks like Vitality have just elected to sit and wait. I mean, you've still got shoxy alive with the M4 covering yard, and so they haven't made their way down secret. That part is controlled. There's the flash as well, allowing shoxy to get even more information. This is going to be the upper push, though, and Boomich and Simple just doing work. All together, that was actually so clean from Na'Vi. Moving together as a killer unit. Very little warning for Vitality there. And, well, all right. That's the gamble, isn't it? If you're going to elect to go for the turret strategy, which is to just sit and wait for them to come to you, you need to hit your headshots. You cannot afford to miss any shots. It has to be a perfect defense if you're not making plays for information. And, well, this is what happens if you don't hit your headshots. You're just going to get smashed.
Yeah, I mean, it is. But I think also at that point in time, they'd just been waiting inside of that A-bomb site for so long, and there was no real warning. Normally, you'd have, smokes and flashes to set it up so that you have, just a little jolt of adrenaline if you're on the defending side. You're like, oh, okay, now we're going into action. But that was just really you know, from a lot of boredom right into to something aggressive. So maybe they just got, you know, caught sleeping a bit, just like Apex was, which I'm not sure. I mean, that can't really be happening. Now, they did buy into this round here, Vitality, which, again, I think we'll judge it on the outcome. If it works and if they can actually, you know, win this round, then it's probably all fine. shox is right here, but ooh, he nearly actually transfers that. Long-range fight, and zywoo will get the refrag. That's incredibly important, because just trading evenly out there would have definitely favored Na'Vi.
Oh, that would have been key. But of course, shox, he's going to be locking down the yard for Vitality. Really surprised to see Na'Vi kind of just giving that one up. Must have been a little telltale and some adjustments made, but it is going to be zywoo now just pressing forward. And again, the one-man wrecking ball just walking right on through, taking these fights. He shows no fear, and RPK is here to back him up as well. This is shaping up wonderfully for Vitality, although as I say that, Flamey picks up 2 kills. RPK and Apex now alive. And still with a very good chance of locking it down for Vitality, but Na'Vi, I mean, Flamey's making it more expensive.
He's up there. He had the right idea and the right angle for it. Was very low on health. A couple of things to think about this round. I'm not sure if Na'Vi realized that actually Vitality bought in that round, because normally if you go to that position where shox was holding, you would Molotov it. It's one of the most common positions to throw those Molotovs, or flash it, or anything. And they were just jumping around the corner, sort of expecting maybe to find almost no resistance, or at worst, the USP or something, or a deagle. So it sort of looked like maybe Na'Vi weren't quite expecting that, which, again, you make a couple of small assumptions, and it can absolutely backfire. Here we go, 5th round, and rifles are being picked up, obviously, for the Na'Vi side. They are a little bit cheaper, obviously, for the T side, sorry, when they've got those Galils, 3 of them in play. And it's also lacking in the grenades. But I can understand maybe a little bit more why they would want to keep the pressure on Vitality. And that CT economy. Just a peek for zywoo. Flashed in by Apex, who was a little bit further back. And he could do it again if it comes to that. But it looks like they want to execute into the side. Early flashes, and they're going to find zywoo wrapping around him. That was boomich, I think, jumping down from that position. RPK up here on the rafters. He's going to get the one, but very quick return. And this trading is still going to be favoring Na'Vi. 3 versus 2 now, and outside, Electronic is looking to make a huge flank work. Apex actually falls down. Does he realize someone's out here?
Ooh. Does Electronic take that into account? He heard that. He heard the footstep.
Oh,
no way.
So Apex must have known somehow that Electronic was out there, and then Electronic, he didn't hear it, or he just forgot about it. That's incredible. Perfecto now, 40 seconds. He can go downstairs and maybe find a clean bomb site. shox is walking up from that position, and he's just going to hold it in. I mean, there's no point in guessing. You're just crossing your fingers. Apex is right behind him, though, and he turns. Oh, still gets the headshot. A bullet, and he would have been dead. And now Perfecto's picked up an AK, and that's incredibly significant. shox here. He's got 100 health. Got the M4. He's got an HE. All he has to do is throw it, but not yet. Perfecto on the run. And shox is right behind him, banking the grenade, and it doesn't kill him. It takes a little bit of health off. shox has to be careful. A little bit of free fire. He's going to get the round. shox, just a single kill. All he needed. And no kit, but there's going to be time. Apex with a triple in that round. And, you know, just for him mentally, personally, we talked about him tilting a little bit yesterday.
Yes.
Probably feels pretty good doing something early on here. Good round.
Dude, I'm going to tilt if these rounds keep coming down to the wire like this.
They will.
But Vitality, this is such... Already it's a statistical anomaly. Because they gave up the first kill, and they only win 25% of the rounds when they lose the first kill in the round. It's so good. These teams are so good now at converting those opening kills into success, into round wins. And so for Vitality to go down a man and then come through in a clutch, this is one of those half-defining rounds. So important, and it's really going to be messing with Na'Vi that slipped through their fingers, because it feels like they had everything there going their way. It's just... Well, Apex catching Electronic looking the wrong way. I think that's what does it. If Electronic gets up onto the high ground there, I don't know how Vitality are able to work their way back into this.
That was really, really significant.
I control the high ground. I mean, how are you going to stop him?
I know. We have that. 6th round is coming up now. Because they got the bomb plant and the $800 bonus, it means obviously Na'Vi will keep the pressure on. That was also a 1-on-1, so, you know, that's Vitality losing 4 rifles and Na'Vi getting the bomb plant. Of course they're going to buy. Of course they're going to keep the pressure on, and I think Vitality absolutely know that. Now, a big difference is zywoo on that AWP finally, and Simple does not have his to counter it with, although he does have an AK, and they try and put the pressure on. He shuts them both down. And that's a disaster. 3 versus 5 now. And Na'Vi need to take it easy. They've already got Boomich pushing up very far, but remember that bomb back there? And then, again, allow Vitality to make another mistake, and you've got your round.
Why are you trying to bully the Undertaker, is what Simple is currently wondering. Because that's a bully strategy. That's like, okay, cool, they're going to be a low buy, let's go mess him up, let's play aggressive, and Simple is ready. This is how he handles that sort of situation. He just shoots you in the face. 2 kills, making it a little bit more difficult here for Vitality, and I'm sure that it's crossed Vitality's mind now. Unless there can be some magic here from Apex, it's almost a situation where you want to save the guns.
Yeah, it's not far off at least. He is thinking about it. And shox spotting out at least the one. Good count for Na'Vi to even know that. Just realizing, yep, someone's in ramp. They're not all just stacked on a bomb site. zywoo, that's a nice headshot to take down Flamey. Could we get another one? There is a little bit of flame up there, so he's having a hard time spotting anything. Apex actually does turn for the kill, but zywoo can't get away. And that will lose them the AWP, which is a real shame. shox down here, really far away from the action, but I don't know. I mean,
I'm surprised that zywoo misses that second shot, to be fair.
Yeah. It looked like something could have been working there. It looked like they had just the beginnings of maybe something, but it was rough because Apex is immediately getting shot in the back. He couldn't even escape. If he could have got the kill and ran into Hut and just, you know, dodged out there, that would have been really interesting, but fair play. It will be Na'Vi to pick up the round and make it 2-4. Still in favor of Vitality, but their money, I mean, their economy can't sustain this. This is why Na'Vi kept the pressure on and just kept buying it. They will even lose that last rifle. This is great news for Na'Vi. If you're a Na'Vi fan, you're not at all worried about the scoreline right now.
No, it's still so early in the half. I'm just so happy to see that they were ready for that aggression. Simple and Perfecto, they had the firing squad just ready and waiting as Vitality came around the corner, and that was impeccable stuff. And so Na'Vi just letting Vitality know, you know, you may be ahead in rounds, and you've had a couple of rounds go your way that maybe they shouldn't have, but you can't take advantage of us that way. You can't try and bully us. And so Vitality now going to have to take that into account, and we are going to get a force buy out of Vitality. And I was curious to see if they were going to try and go for some risky plays here, and it's looking like it. RPK and shoxy playing aggro outside. Electronic going to get caught. Point blank. RPK with the CZ.
All right, that's exciting. I think Vitality had probably done the math and thought, we're going to, even if we save here, that even in the Octa round, we probably can't really do much. Like, it would have to be mostly for Masters or something silly like that. So why not just try and do this, and then hopefully the round loss bonus will help us out later on. And then there's always the outside chance that you actually make it work. Simple's very low on health. And the other part of the team here, pushing into ramp and trying to take that over. Once they get the bomb down, this would be such a different round for Na'Vi, and they could start to feel a bit more safe. But as long as they are in this weird position where they have to navigate across the map, it's pretty tense.
Well, RPK recovered that AK as well. And, you know, talking of, I mean, players that kind of underperformed. Pimp actually talked a little bit about that on the desk and also on his Twitter where, you know, he kind of called RPK out a little bit, just saying he underperformed in the series versus Astralis yesterday, and he has been one of the standout players for Vitality recently. Him and shoxy have really stepped up on an individual level. Gonna get some aggression coming in, though.
Oh man, they're going to win both those fights. I was going to say the coordination between those two is actually really good because you could tell how distracted they were about what was coming in from hell. Instead, now the bomb does go down. It's still a 2-on-2, and don't get me wrong, this is still a fantastic round out of Vitality. The AI prediction there, still saying Na'Vi. Let's find out. They obviously do not have a kit, but they do have that AK that's been stolen. No smoke either to try and put on top of the bomb, and that's a problem. Flamey with one headshot, and it catches zywoo trying to jump on out of there. Good round out of Flamey, a nice triple kill, and I mean, Na'Vi probably shouldn't have been that close to losing the round, but when it gets out of control like that, you're just happy to make it through. And we know Vitality going to be saving. It'll be the next round before they could do much of anything.
Well, we need to see some, we need them to be a little bit patient here, Vitality. They can't let things get too far out of hand. And I mean, at least facially, you know, we're seeing the team keep their cool for now. Not too many Apex reaction moments just yet. But when we started to see more of the Apex, that's when things started to work against Vitality, I think, yesterday versus Astralis. So still early days.
I'm very conflicted because I want the Apex reactions, but I'm glad we're not seeing them because it's a sign that they're, you know, like they're keeping their cool. So I want, you know, want both things here.
You also predicted Vitality. I mean, so it's like doubly painful for you.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
But I mean, right now, this is going to shape up a little bit more into the norm here. I'm very curious to see for Vitality what the play is in the next round. If shoxy's going to, if we're going to go for like a default kind of approach where shoxy posts up outside and just holds from garage, or are we going to see a little bit of a change, more aggression from Vitality? because now Na'Vi are starting to feel it. They've got bank, they've got money in the bank, and so far they've succeeded in tying it up 4-4.
Yeah, this is a very good result. And remember, Na'Vi did pick this map. They look really well prepared. They don't look like they are making too many mistakes at the moment. zywoo's picked up the AWP again. You know, you have to call attention to, first of all, the lack of grenades, but secondly, the lack of head armor. Only shox. That means that the MAC-10 and the M4 there that Na'Vi have on their side are suddenly way more effective and can have a much bigger impact. So those are just little details here. We'll see if it actually gets to it. Every time zywoo has... Oh, actually, they're going to go for the straight A execute. Yeah, Molotovs in through the rafters onto the hut behind that the silo inside, and they're running them down. And there's the MAC-10 instant headshot on the viewer, and he dies in a second. Electronic and Perfecto will follow it up, but... I mean, just the straight execute. And again, Vitality don't have the counter nades, and they don't have the head armor. Like, there's a lot of problems there. But that A execute it's a classic by now on Nuke.
It's a classic by now, but also just for Na'Vi to call that and to execute it so quickly. No hesitation, just getting straight out there. The smokes haven't even cleared, the initial smokes haven't even cleared from Vitality before Na'Vi are pushing onto that upper site. And so that is such a change of pace from Na'Vi, Anders, because usually Na'Vi, we expect them to play slow into the round and take their time and then set up in the very tail ends of the round is when they start hitting sites. Na'Vi showing that they can change the pace is only going to destabilize things here for Vitality.
That Molotov that they throw that goes in and lands, you know, by the silo, where that's sort of the default position for almost all A players to stand there, it does something incredibly annoying if you're that A player, because you have a choice at that moment. You can either sit inside of the Molotov and fight, and obviously that's not going to be that great. But the reason why you want to do that is because you actually want to swing to your right to catch them as they come out of the hut, right? You want to catch them in that really confined space. But if you do that, I mean, you're sort of sitting in the fire almost, or you can stop yourself from sitting in fire and then take a smoke and throw it down and, extinguish the Molotov, but then you're letting them out of the hut probably. So it's a really annoying timing if you're there. And I mean, as soon as you do it, by the way, they obviously know where to look. They see the smoke instead of the fire and they know, all right, great. Almost certainly someone is there, and they'll find you inside of that smoke no matter what. So it's a really cool Molotov. It does a bunch of different things. And
why does it sound like a horror movie? They'll find you.
They will.
Don't breathe. It's like Alien. Oh man, you're stuck in a locker. Yeah, isolation. Stuck in a locker. Don't breathe. Hold your breath. Simple's slowly walking by.
Yeah, someone could definitely make that as a little animation with Simple outside instead. That'd be good.
Why are you bullying me? Totally. I'm down. All right, zywoo, let's go. I mean, he's got the AWP, and he is posted up, ready and waiting, but it's going to be shox. He's going to get tested here on the ramp.
As a deagle, he's also being shot in the back. Seems like a really unfair fight at the moment. Boomich making his way down. We haven't seen it too much yet. I mean, Boomich, making the jump down here, but otherwise, it's just really pistols in the play. Well, they're going to pick up the AWP again. That's kind of good news. I was going to say they might have lost that. But Boomich vent diving is actually one of the most interesting things about Na'Vi, I think, on this particular map, on the T side. He's really good at that. There are some players that are really good at doing it. And also because he loves playing with the MAC-10. So even if you could have had something else, just sometimes being super quick and mobile about it will get you down there. It is going to be 6 rounds for Na'Vi, and as you just saw, they caught fire. They've won 5 in a row. All right. Boomich is... Dude, he's commanding this squad. He's telling them what to do.
He's in-game leading.
He's also highest on the server on the ADR, so he's just doing everything right now. What a joy.
Clearly things are working out. I'm not shocked to see low utility damage on the side of Vitality. They are legendary so far this tournament and how ineffective their utility has been.
Yeah.
Na'Vi trailing a little bit behind, though, makes me wonder. But they're still on the T side. It's not CT side yet.
Oh, this is aggressive, but I love it. It's kind of an all-in, right? You missed the shot here, but he doesn't. He usually doesn't. And he's going to take down Perfecto as well. Yeah, you have only one chance. For some players just do not care about that. 5 versus 3. And that is one hell of a way to get your team back in. Now, just hold on. Everyone calm down. Flamey trying to sneak in, but RPK will catch him.
That's so cool as well. He stops at that angle because that's right where the right eye peek advantage is going to kick in. And so he knows, okay, at that point, he'll be able to shoot me without me being able to see him. So now I need to just duck right into the angle and do it quick.
Go hard at it.
So cool. So cool. Just the awareness of it. zywoo's a beast. But that is a must win kind of round here for Vitality. The first round where they can do the full buy with full nades, have everything going for them.
Yeah.
And then zywoo plays aggro as well. And Vitality needed to show that they had some fight in them. Otherwise, Na'Vi were looking likely to just start running away with this first half. And well, I mean, as far as Vitality are concerned, I mean, for both of these teams essentially, as we get a little bit of a walk down the vents, zywoo's already in position down here. Could get some action in a second.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have backup right above him, so I don't think he's too worried about that window. boomich going down. So bomb plant, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Oh, he takes another one. A quad kill where it looked like he was just never even in danger of getting fired back at then. So incredibly quick, which, you know, we've come to expect that by now.
It's actually nuts right now how much of a home map this is for Na'Vi. 75% win rate, 12 wins, 4 losses. I mean, that is just...
Yeah.
And that's over the last 3 months. I mean, this has become their map. And every series, that's, I mean, it kind of highlights how much of an upset that was when Liquid beat them on this map.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they didn't enjoy that too.
They didn't enjoy that, but that was, I mean, you know, good on Moses and the lads, because that was really against all odds.
Yeah, and I think actually Liquid were really, really refreshing surprise for this particular tournament. I think boomich started this round with 14,500 in the bank, just as a bit of a marker for how well Na'Vi have been playing the last many rounds. So it'll take a while here before Vitality really manage to run down their economy. Here we go. Similarly execute, but this time Nivira is there to stop them in the hot. So RPK not putting out the smoke. He's fighting instead, and Nivira is back. Merely could have had that double kill. 2 versus 3, and Vitality are doing a much better job. And it all starts with that early kill from Nivira, just to, you know, slow things down. And they'll end up winning that round 6-6 now. Vitality tying it up. But you see how you could match those 2 rounds and how that execute worked on top of each other, and you just see a massive, massive difference.
Anti-rush nades and the whole kit and caboodle. Did nobody communicate the symbol that the guy was on rafters there? That was weird.
Yeah, probably not.
Look at this. I mean, but that's seconds after his teammate dies there. So, okay, maybe some communication didn't quite happen there on Na'Vi's side. Interesting. But this is still going to beat Vitality, tying it up. And, I mean, just to give you perspective, I mean, Vitality, no slouch on this map. 7 wins, 5 losses in the last 3 months. And very quick play coming in from Electronic already. The pressure here from Apex, he's just getting in on it.
Yeah, it looked like Electronic even thought for a minute, oh wait, there could be someone here, and there was. Nivira goes down in return, so it's another 4-on-4, and RPK is so flashed. Again, instead of putting out the Molotov, he moves out, and then they catch him with a flashbang. So now, this A executor is right back on track, and it worked very, very well. And they do it, I mean, the timing for them, because they know Apex is normally playing inside of that bomb site, so even though he just gets the kill outside, that's already a pretty good signal that probably that bomb site is going to be slightly weaker. And like I said last time, RPK managed to swing to his right and take that fight, but this time he was flashed, so I don't know. We'll have to go back and find out if they threw the same flashbang or if that was a special gift just for RPK.
Exactly. The slight adjustments that are going to be made here from these different players. And, well, I mean, Vitality, the ones making the adjustment there. Na'Vi make the correct call. And that will net them a 7th round on the T side. And I kind of hope to see them just keep this pace up for the remaining 2 rounds of this half. Just bully Vitality, get in on him right now. boomich goes up with the bomb, but that's fine. Like you said, he's filthy rich. He's going to have plenty of money to buy. Yeah. But let's see again this replay here. Perfecto, I mean, with the help of Flamey, right? Getting that opening kill on RPK, but then that was Apex just getting sniped.
Yeah.
Whoa, no, there we, no.
A little bit.
It's starting to mount. It's starting to build a little bit here. And actually, let's take a look at Apex's individual performance. 8 kills so far. He's not bottom, though, because Nivera is sitting there with 5.
Yeah, and Apex, I mean, I think Apex has been playing just fine this game, so I'm not so concerned about that. It's a flick and a half, taking down Perfecto. You love to see it. I mean, one of the rounds that got them back into this was obviously that double kill from zywoo, so he's just at it again, but he is just being jumped on with steel-plated boots. boomich right on top of him. 4 versus 4 now. But that A bomb site is again under attack. boomich does go down eventually, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that no one from Na'Vi in the lobby here tried to put some pressure on, because I mean, they had boomich in a deep position. Electronic is also pretty deep on the map, so yeah. He's like the secondary player here that could do something interesting.
I think that's the big one where, you know, Electronic not able to chime in and help boomich out there. That's got to be so frustrating. boomich gets killed from Apex in a position where Electronic can't trade frag. And now they're starting to figure it out with 50 seconds on the clock. It's looking like they want to wrap back over towards ramp, where Flamey has created a little bit of room. And Vitality are going to start focusing on the bomb sites themselves by the look of things.
Yeah, it could easily be sort of a B crunch here. If Electronic gets a kill, then they're good to go down towards B. Simple nearly getting caught, but not quite. RPK will drop. So the question is, down on the lower part of the map, could Apex be a bit of a hero? It's might come. Oh, he's going to get caught by Electronic. Won't even get the opportunity. That's a very important kill. I thought maybe he could have snuck in. Bomb is going to be going down. 20 seconds left, and Nivira, he'll have to back on out and save this gun because they're not going to have much else for the 15th round that's coming up. So, wow, what a rough turn of events. Yeah, boomich here. This...
Oh, wow.
I don't know what you say about that.
Yeah, sometimes it just works.
Timing is on.
I'm wondering, where is Shoxy? What is Shoxy doing when he gets flanked? Because he dies right before here by Flamey, and what that makes me think is that they've misread the situation, and that Vitality are thinking this is going to be an upper hit. And so they're not focusing on ramp, they're focusing elsewhere, and that just, it's like one domino hitting the next one, and it all just falls apart, right?
Yeah.
The Shoxy looked like he was focused on yard, and that was obviously not where he died from.
I mean, you also wonder slightly if... So, Simple gets the kill on RPK in lobby, and not that long afterwards, Electronic is essentially opening the B doors down on the B bomb site. So RPK is going to say, oh, they were in lobby and they were sort of walking towards the ramp, but that doesn't really imply that they're actually on the B bomb site, or at least that Electronic is. So I wonder also if just the sort of the weird mapping of the Na'Vi players in that round could have thrown them off. I mean, it could have been perfectly fine information for RPK to say that, yeah, at least Simple was in lobby, that's how I died. But Electronic, I think, it might have just completely caught them by being that far into the site. So we'll see. 15th round here. Last of the half. And Na'Vi, they've really convinced us at this point that there was a reason they picked this map. If we didn't know it already, then you're getting a taste of just how good they can be. Again, it's zywoo with an opening kill for Vitality, and it seems like a lot of what Vitality are doing right now, or a lot of the success they've had, has to do with him and opening those up and just getting those early frags. It's kind of a lot to rely on, but I guess if it keeps working, then why not? Let's see if they can get that 7th round.
But that is the big deal, though, Anders. And, well, I mean, Na'Vi are the ones who are battling up ahead because, again, Vitality have the similar stats where it's like 75% win rate if they get that opening kill. And yet Na'Vi are, you know, zywoo's getting the opening kill, and Na'Vi are still finding a way to win. So they're battling uphill, and that's just how powerful this T side is for Na'Vi. Nivira going to take down Simple, but he gets traded.
Yeah, RPK's up here. Flamey's going to be walking in. That smoke will not cover him at all. So 2 versus 3. zywoo actually take a little bit of damage there. I think it was a Molotov or something burning him, so he's going to be unhappy about that. 35 seconds, and Electronic, he's trying to move around down the lower part of the map. That's only going to be relevant if Perfecto can vent dive in here and not get caught. He has the bomb, so if he fails this and gets caught somehow, then I don't know what they're meant to do. But right now, Electronic is trying to clear that up. He's going to get the kill. Oh, no! The bomb gets stuck. 15 seconds. All he had to do. Oh, it falls back down. They can actually pick it up. Electronic, does he have time? 9 seconds. Is he gonna... He could turn around and just try and kill him. I mean, they have to come for him, surely. They're running right behind. 3 seconds. He's gonna have the bomb plant, but they're on top of him. They're right there. RPK to take him down. And Vitality will get that 7th round on the board in an absolutely ridiculous fashion. It was all about getting down that ladder. That was the only thing that mattered. What a way to conclude the first half, and we've got so much more to come. At the end of it, top of the scoreboard, it's zywoo with 14 kills, right behind him, boomich at 13. Second half is going to be absolutely explosive, and it's coming up after the break.
Front of you.
Back up, back! Oh, yeah.
What is this? What the?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the second half, still the first map in this best of 3 between Na'Vi and Vitality, and it was cut clean down the middle, 8-7, 8 in favor of Na'Vi, which I think on the T side of Nuke, really impressive. And I mean, we're just seeing all the reasons why Na'Vi picked this. It looks like they've got it lined up for a win right now. Vitality, they are going to have to fight pretty hard, I think, on this T side to get away with a map win on the first one here.
Without a doubt, and it's looking like we're going to get some quick action here as well here from Vitality. Electronic, if he peeks this, he's going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, a lot of people out here. He's just looking for a quick little tap. Oh,
yep,
no! But there was a P250 waiting for him. He just wanted that one little shot. I didn't even want to fight it. He was just like, let me just throw some bullets this way and it'll be fine.
You do not do that with zywoo.
No. No, it's never that easy. I like that underhanding the grenade now. It didn't do that much damage, but that looked interesting. So, 4 on 5. RPK, not that far away from maybe finding the top of his head there. That could have been really dangerous. Let's see if they're going to be able to make the... Oh yeah, he sees the gun barrel, and he's within range. They're going to just overwhelm him. boomich in trouble. Simple trying to reload that CSET 75 and closing the door behind him. But yeah, bomb is going to be going down, and Na'Vi, how do you retake this? I don't even know how you could do this. 3 versus 5, you need Vitality to give you some fights. You need them to go and, yeah, take a fight like that, an instant headshot. Otherwise, I don't think you're going to walk. When the crossfire's in here, I mean, it's just a giant web that you're walking into at this point in time. Perfecto goes down. zywoo is looking for a bit more and challenging Simple, and you'll find that headshot. He's not even reloading. He's just looking for more headshots, and now they're coming for Flamey. Could have almost knifed him, but I respect the fact that they didn't. Might be a little bit too much on the line at this point in time.
Super sick. And hold on, we're gonna see. All right, this was the opening duel versus Electronic. But then what's even better is that that's just the fake from Vitality, because obviously Electronic's info is, oh, they're going down secret, and so Vitality, Na'Vi are going to be shifting around trying to cover that angle towards the lower site. No, Vitality then goes straight up into the upper site and just catch them completely unawares up there. So it works out wonderfully for Vitality, and that was an excellent pistol round. Bit of a planned strategy, and then playing, light on their feet. Just reacting to how the round developed. I love to see it, and that's the kind of calling we need to see here from Apex if they want to find success on the T side, because to be fair, the first half went pretty hard against Vitality.
Yeah, it did. And I mean, if Electronic in that round is the only, anchor that they have outside to look for what's happening in yard, they lose him. They just lose all vision out there, and Vitality exploited. I think that's probably true. They probably did improvise a little bit there. RPK is holding as the rest of them are going down secret. It's always nice to leave someone behind that red container so that you're not getting flanked while you're walking down here. Because you can have some pretty wild timings where the CTs will walk in through the smoke right behind you. So I can understand why they want to do that. Molotovs. Oh! That's a fadeaway shot. Fire at his feet, and he just made that work. That's really beautiful. He's back for more, and zywoo will take him down. So no second chance there, but it's always Flamey. He's trying on top of the flames as well. I mean, it's probably worth it if he could do it, but not quite this time. And RPK is still outside. He's been holding that the whole time. I mean, that's even good information, right? Once the bomb is planted and they exit this bomb site, they at the very least know no one is going to be that far back. I mean, they could still be in the vents, but they don't have to even check it, so that's also helpful.
They'll have that focus. And, well, I mean, it is a position for Na'Vi where they're just going to be thinking about saving these guns, I think. It's just too much of a stretch.
Right.
Down a man, going for the retake against rifles. You've only seen rifles, so there isn't even a weak point for you to exploit. At this point, you're just thinking, okay, hold on to these guns for the next round, and let's see what we can do then. And, well, that is going to be, well, it should be another beatdown here for Vitality. Really, this is the biggest save from Vitality picking up this pistol side, because Nuke is actually one of the 2 maps that is CT-sided still, 53%. So for Na'Vi to come out ahead T-side in the first half, at this level, you know, before, or at a lower level, you're like, you know, it could go either way.
Yeah.
At this level, in the top 3 teams, every round matters. Even a couple of percentage points could make the difference in the series. So that just goes to show how good Na'Vi are on this map. This really is their home map. For them to come out ahead on T-side in the first half is fantastic. Vitality getting this, though, is worst case scenario for Na'Vi. These couple of rounds here from Vitality, we'll see if Na'Vi can stabilize when it comes to the buy round in the next one.
I'm very, very interested. And I'm also interested to learn, I mean, I think because Vitality are such a team that's so well prepared and have so many strategies, I think out of all the maps out there, Nuke might be one of the highest on the list in terms of what you can make out of that. Like how much the map will give you back if you know what you're doing. Because you can shift around the CT defense to such an absurd degree. I don't think any map compares. You know, maybe Vertigo. Again, those double-layered maps, the rotation time on the CT side is almost all that matters. And if you're good at that, if you're good at manipulating that, it's absolutely wild what can happen. So we'll try and keep an eye on it. Na'Vi didn't really play their side quite like that, and you don't have to, but I could see Vitality being prepared in that fashion, and that'll make it really interesting. Good couple of kills there with the Mac 10, and no real surprises in this round so far.
Dude, I swear that's the stuff of nightmares to me. Like, surprise CZ behind a door. And that is a very common setup that we see from CT side as well. CZ up close, right at the door, and you're just waiting. In fact, we saw it yesterday, right, where the guy tried to open the door at the same time as the T's were trying to open the door, and it just kind of went, didn't really work out for him. But that is, we're seeing that strat quite a bit now from Na'Vi. And why not? I mean, CZ up close, it's a hand cannon.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know, you're right. Sometimes you can get ridiculous multi-kills with it, and I don't know how to do it personally.
I would just be having nightmares if I'm taking point down there as entry, and, you know, every time, it's like, is there somebody behind that door or not? Is there somebody there? Just be freaking out.
How do they decide? Is it like seniority?
Who gets the farm?
Just get the youngest kid in. Like, you go. Open the door.
Open the door first, and then tell us what you see. And it's electronic this time. Just ready. Yep, surviving. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, well, 10-8 the scoreline. 2-round lead for Vitality. Na'Vi picking up rifles, but I'm noticing that is not an AWP on Simple. And he has an extra 3,700. He can't surely... No, he can't miss. I think he would have had less if it was a misbuy. Did someone drop it? Boomich? I don't know. I am not smart enough to figure this out. Someone will have to help me. 19th round, though, and Scout versus AWP, of course it makes a difference. So we'll see. Oh, what an entry. Nivira taking down Flamey, and he was just falling back from that position. The timing could not have been better. That was so clean. And we talked about him and his performance overall. Oh, no. Apex, I mean, who's to blame? We'll never know. But that is a little bit unfortunate. Still a 4 versus 3, and Na'Vi, remember, they can't really fight hard for this. They just do not have the economy as much as... I'm sure they would love it. I'm sure they want to. It's so risky to go for this. Perfecto will find a free kill there, but is it still even worth it? They're so far away.
I mean, do you let Vitality get up to 11 rounds?
Yeah, I think they have to.
Oh, man, it's such a painful one. I mean, you have to get a kill within the next 2 seconds, and I just don't see it happening. They don't have time to, you know, they're going to be backing off to save these guns. And while with 3 guns, maybe they can drop some MP9s in the next round. Simple will have enough for an AWP, so you could try and make some plays here. Simple will be able to pass that AK off to somebody. And so, Na'Vi, actually, you're going to get a fairly decent buy out of this. Yeah. The thing is, though, for Na'Vi, is I think Vitality, they play with so much confidence in that sort of scenario because they realize that Na'Vi have gone to their default. Like, Simple in the garage, all the way back in the garage, no action in yard. You know, just Flamey holding ramp. Like, it's just, this is, if you see this, you know what to expect from Na'Vi. And so Vitality don't waste any time at all. They just power down and they know what to do, given the fact that these guys are prepared. And, well, Apex, look at that. A little bit of a chuckle, even.
Yeah. It's comedy. One thing with the round, it's comedy, right? If they lose it, it's not fun. That's how it works.
True.
Now, you know, just talking about Navira and his performance, right? Whatever ends up happening here, just keep that round in mind. That's a huge round, and it's on him. I mean, that opening is worth so much. So, I don't know, put a little gold star by his name in the back of your mind or something like that. Just remember it, because the scoreboard is not everything. RPK and Navira taking a lot of grenade damage, but they've got shox down here, and that's interesting.
But they don't have any idea that Electronic is close. The thing is, there's no nades to give this away. Na'Vi do this every now and again, though. Electronic, like 1 round and a half, he'll push up like this, and there it is. It actually works, and he gets that kill on Apex. This is big. Can Shoxy trade him back, though? Shoxy, he hesitates. He's worried about the setup.
Yeah. It definitely looked like Electronic was looking for it. He was paranoid about that, too, so everyone is getting real suspicious at the moment.
Yeah, so suspicious. Like, nobody wants to be the one to make a mistake.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't want to peek.
Shox is looking out there and saying, I'm not seeing anyone else outside. The bomb is dropped far back. Navira inside. We're going to go back and take a look. Try and see if they could find anyone. I don't know if they want to try and help out Shox out here. 45 seconds, though. I mean, they're actually running this clock down slightly low, considering where the bomb is. That's a very good catch. boomich taking down RPK. Makes it 5 versus 3. And now, I don't even know if you're Vitality. You need some very, very easy, clean kills here for this to be close to worth it. Shox outside. He's been spotted. So I don't know if they can make their way through here. It seems very unrealistic. 20 seconds. They could still do a lot of damage to the Na'Vi economy, and that is a secondary objective in every single round. But zywoo maybe on his own. Shox, that's a pretty good headshot. Time is running out. 10 seconds left here, so I don't think they can actually do it. But one more kill would have been huge here. Again, the difference between 2 and 3 when you get the rifles away is really huge. Three rifles left on the Na'Vi side means they're building money. They're still making some. Whereas if you take that extra one left there, it would be interesting. Suddenly they'd be losing money, and you could do a lot more.
Yeah, somebody has to force. Well, we're going to see. Yeah, that's boomich. And boomich, again, it's worth mentioning. T side, really solid with the vent drops. Really solid around Squeak. CT side, he has been marking fools there. He is so good on point this tournament. He's really figured it out. And so he is a nightmare to deal with in that position. RPK is going to have his work cut out for him. Yeah. If he's going to keep holding there. And, man, Shoxy just got rocked.
He did. He's not going to hit the follow nade there, unfortunately. I mean, looking at the Na'Vi scoreboard, though, boomich is top, Electronic is behind, and then everyone else is in a cluster. But, you know, it isn't the Electronic and simple duo and everyone else far behind. I mean, actually, you know, as much as we love that, this does look like a slightly healthier version of Na'Vi. And I'm sure...
Well, this is the winning Na'Vi.
This seems like the winning Na'Vi, yeah. And obviously, we all know it's only a matter of time before Simple, you know, is bored of being down there, so that's also probably going to change. Now look at the setup here. Very similar, except for Apex not getting killed by Electronic early, but Shox is down here again, and the rest of the team, they're over in lobby. And what's so interesting about this is you could do anything you want with it. You could crunch the B bomb site, but you don't have to. You can easily turn it into something A-related and just have a guy coming out of the vent at the right time. boomich actually getting completely caught. No warning, no flashes, and they get every single kill in the bomb site. That is a completely naked walk-in. Normally, again,
wow,
you throw grenades and it signals also to the CT side that something is happening. But this time they just walked in, and it's mega risky. I mean, if someone is holding those angles and you're just walking in like that, you could be dead in a second, right? Dude, but the timing was unreal.
boomich has just got to not tilt off the face of the planet when that happens to you, man. That is so frustrating. You just nailed it, Anders. No nades. I mean, boomich, you saw it. He checked the door, sees the smoke. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and focus main for a little bit. And of course, that's when they push. That's just the unwritten rule of CS. As soon as you turn off of an angle, that's when the person peeks, or that's when they push. Or that, you know, it just has to happen that way.
Yeah, it is. You're not wrong. Those are some of the funniest clips whenever they pop up of someone holding like a long position, A-long or something on Dust 2 with an AWP scoped in for like 20 seconds. And
smoke is still there, dude. Like, the smoke is still there.
It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal.
Who called the timeout, though? I imagine it's Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, no one has run away with this.
Yeah.
I think the really interesting... Yeah, you're right, it is now. Or lobby crunch them. We saw like an attempted lobby push, but you can push from Squeak and Hut and Ramp at the same time. It's really interesting. And especially when they've been running this 4-1 type setup, Vitality looks like they're going to go real quick right through into the smoke, but the spray is great. So what? He takes him right through the smoke. He just spun and took down Electronic. He had no idea where he was. 2 versus 4, and Flamey and Simple, I mean, they can't even get close. They just have to get away. What a ridiculous human being.
Oh, Vitality just spanked him. That was savage. And Anders, that's what they were doing. Electronic, he was gonna do the same thing. Push up under silo. Simple is in garage right now. Simple was gonna be there to support, and Electronic was gonna push up the same way he killed Apex that last time they found success. So they were gonna rinse and repeat on Navi's side.
Yeah.
But Electronic, because of that, he's in position to put that spray through. If he's out there, he's in position in mini to put that spray through, except that Vitality also have 3 guys there just ready to spray through the smoke.
Absolutely outrageous. Oh, man. Here's something that would be very interesting. They've put quite a bit of pressure on that squeak door now. If you get the right spawn, and I wonder if they're trying... If you get the right spawn on the T side, if you spawn far enough over on the bomb side, you can make
out of here.
It's so crazy. So crazy.
All right, sorry.
You can jump up on the silo and jump up onto the mini roof and just jump right down and kill the CT that's playing there.
Yeah.
And if you just put the same pressure on Squeak Door, he's going to be very... if it's Boomage again, think of how incentivized he's going to be to just guard that. If you're quick about it, you can absolutely catch people off guard. So I would love it if they tried to do something like that. But this time it looks like they're going to slow it down. They want to take it cool. Don't want to be throwing anything away. It's 13-9. They have got a very good lead. And Na'Vi... I mean, they keep saving some guns every other round, which is, I mean, that's what's keeping them in this right now.
Yes.
If they lose all the rifles, they're really toast.
Actually, it felt like some indecision there from Vitality. It looks like they were about to set up for an execute, and then they called it off. So something is got them right in the nick of time. They called it off, and something warned them that they needed to slow down the pace a little bit. And so this smoke going down, it's either shox or Apex that throw this smoke. So that's some information for Na'Vi to go off of. They always, it's either one or the other that throws this exact smoke that Shoxy just threw. So Electronic can kind of have an idea that somebody's out here now.
Yeah. I'm wondering why he put out that smoke or the Molotov. I'm something I don't know. Simple. Right position. Really quick about it. But now he's a little bit trapped in here. zywoo's on the other side. And Simple will take him down. That's a massive fight to be winning. zywoo's been very much outperforming Simple in this game so far. And that is a critical duel right there. 5 versus 3. 38 seconds. Na'Vi have to keep the economy going. Shox with just a single point of health.
How mega tilted are you if you're Electronic too? You've been sitting there waiting for Shoxy that entire time, and then he just bops you in the face. Well, RPK and Apex heading down the vents, it looks like, going for the drop.
There's no one there. The B-bomb side, well, Simple's just now showing up, but they could get a bomb plant. This is not out of the realm. Oh, he's going to get shot right in the face. That's pretty good from Apex. That'll give them the bonus, and it's still a 2-on-3. They have no grenades left on the Vitality side, and that makes this very tough in the after plant, but I wouldn't rule this out. Shox, a single point of health, but he is an absolute god in the right position. So let's just see what happens. Apex turns in, straight headshot to take down Flamey, and now it's real interesting. 2 versus 2. Shox has walked in this hallway. Apex shooting at the door. Shox coming in, and 1 health, all that he needed. And Perfecto has to back on out. What an incredible win. They had that set up. Simple gave them the double opening that they needed, and Vitality somehow took it away.
Again, going against the odds, Anders. This is just such a chaotic map. It's so hard to predict. It's not going anywhere near. It's a complete statistical oddity.
Yeah.
7 rounds on the T side so far for Vitality, just utterly dominating the T side of Nuke. Na'Vi are getting no say, and even, like you said, Simple getting a double kill to open it up. You're thinking, that's it, they've got this round on lock. There's no way for Vitality to come back in here, but Apex played that so well with the wrap and the duel on the lower halls there. That was so big.
Yeah. This, I mean, this has been a very impressive map from Apex on all fronts. It's really worth emphasizing. The calling has been really cool. Shox to take the opening fight outside and dropping Simple. They still have money, Na'Vi. That's the most surprising thing about everything that we're seeing right now, is how they keep having just enough to still put up a fight. But, I mean, that's going to come to an end one way or another here. First of all, they're running out of rounds to do this with, but certainly their economy is you know, it's right on the edge. They have $650 total amongst them right now, so round loss bonus will not save them if they lose everything here. Set up Boomich is downstairs, so he's just playing that angle, and will probably just, you know, smoke and run back and buy some time if he can. Hope to pick up a kill before that happens, I guess, but this is dangerous for Electronic, but is he going to get rewarded? Stepping, making a bit of noise. Yep, there's the smoke from Boomich. And I can't believe Electronic is not looking behind him.
But they got it to go down early enough where Vitality, they can still back around to halls if they need to. It's going to not leave them a whole lot of time, but they still have that option. And it's looking like they want to hold on to that option.
Electronic must have heard him right there. He must have heard something. He hasn't moved in a really long time. He's still in the server, I could tell. Boomich goes down, and now it's 25 seconds. Oh god, they're gonna run straight for it, and there is no one on this B bomb site. They just do not have the read. Remember when I said earlier how much you can manipulate that CT setup? And I mean, there's just no one here to deal with it. This is not quite a free round. They obviously worked for it, Vitality, but they just needed that opening. And that's gonna be 15 on the board for the Frenchman.
I mean, this is an outrageous performance coming in from Vitality. But I'm wondering right now if Na'Vi aren't their own worst enemy. zywoo's about to walk up here. Ooh, he turns around. He's only got 9 health. Yeah, Electronic. I mean, it's such a difficult position to find yourself in, Anders, because every time it's like, do you need... Eventually, you can't just keep playing to save. Eventually, you need to play to win the round. Even if you're behind in the round, you still need to be out there fighting. And I'm wondering right now, you know, it's like, Electronic, is he playing too passively in that yard, giving up too much space? I mean, that's just one example, but there's plenty of examples where Na'Vi, they're playing very safe, trying to save guns for the next round. It's just that you're going to eventually run out of rounds.
We talked about, you know, simple, you know, combat AWPing. You put, like, we haven't seen really any of that. I kind of agree with you. I think there is that bit of a problem. And in terms of what you brought up as well, Na'Vi being their own worst enemy, we need that space meme, you know. Putt with an MP, Boomich with the MP9 on this map, or a Max 17, he's wild. I mean, it should be a problem for Vitality, and it's not right now. And yeah, with a lot of question marks. Let's see what they could do here. 25th round, and they're jumping right down to try and catch Electronic off guard. Not quite succeeding, but that was that thing we were talking about earlier, putting the pressure on, and still might work. Perfecto, though, cleaning it up. Oh, that is amazing! Quad kill at the end for Perfecto, and he had to spin and cover that entire angle all the way from mini all the way into the site, and he did it absolutely wonderfully. 10 to 15, but that is absolutely Vitality trying to exploit the pressure from earlier, putting on that squeak door, and just trying to catch Electronic.
Vitality going through the playbook now, though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when shoxy gets up on silo like that, it's not uncommon for him to see him just jump down and try and go very quick mini. And so Na'Vi, they see that, they're ready. They know what's coming next. Really sick play there from Na'Vi, and that could be a round that can finally, I mean, 5 rounds on CT side nuke, Anders. We're not asking for much here.
It's so doable.
It's so doable. So Na'Vi, it's all just vanquish the demons in your head now. Silence them. You are capable of taking on Vitality.
shox, he's got the suspicion. I think he just saw his foot or something, or maybe it was on pure instinct. And Electronic, though, he is, I think, the one that popularized playing inside of those smokes to begin with, or at least he made the world very much aware of what was going on. Gonna win the fight against Apex. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, a quad kill from one of your players in a round, that does get the team a bit fired up. And if you can get this one, finally, Vitality, I mean, they're not quite going to be out of money, but it is getting close. I mean, this is doable. If they get to 11-15, it's going to be a stretch from Vitality for the rest of the map in terms of having all of the economy going. Stavn with a nice little flick there to take down Electronic. And now we really need to think about the time. 40 seconds. It's just a 5-on-3. They have to get a bomb plant at some point. Just try and lure them into that and don't go fighting too much. Boomich here. Timing is everything, and right on top of the grenade. That worked out just fine.
Well, that was the most beautiful HE as well, right on top of him. Nivera survives it, though, and, well, what is this? zywoo's just going to get assassinated. Flamey, lurking, picks him off.
He waited for a long time. Nivera doing more damage, but only 15 seconds. So, once again, just play hide and seek for as long as you feel comfortable. Oh, he's going to get one more headshot. Is he going to fake it? No, he holds it straight down. Perfecto actually running for it. It looked like it. I would love to see that in slow motion. How close was he to actually tapping his face? That would have been an absolutely devastating way to lose it. That was a 5-on-3 that ends in a 1-on-1. This is... Ooh, he's got the right idea, but Nivera, I mean, one bullet would have done it.
That's so tough. Why is it the first thing I think is like, what a man. Like, that was a man fight from Nivera there. He's like, all right, let's go. You know, just get the kill in vents, just juke Flamey completely into the open and take him out. Just a couple seconds more to play with there, and Nivera's got some options, but
I still can't understand why we're not seeing more of the aggressive AWPing. I would love that. I mean, you saw from zywoo pushing up through the ramp room and getting that double kill, but Simple could do that all day as well. And he just has, I mean, it almost feels like at this point he's playing a very, very restrained sort of version of himself, which I can't really get behind. It looks like they might try and sneak in. They could have actually diverted back in through mini there, but it's zywoo and shox instead. Remember how many times it's been shox on his own out here, but now they have a little bit of a double team? I would suggest that that makes it way more likely they're going to end up at the B-bomb site.
Now you have the buddy system. Apex needs to get across at some point, however. That bomb needs to get picked up. All right, Apex is going to find it. Electronic takes down Shoxy, though. That's going to throw a wrench on things here, Anders.
Yeah, right at the edge of the smoke. Yeah, it definitely will. I think the rest of them probably would want to put pressure on the ramp, and maybe especially with if shox and zywoo can get all the way to the ramp, because then they can sandwich in that ramp player really easily.
Yeah. The thing is that they didn't find Simple where I think they were hoping to find him. You know, somewhere in Yard and Garage, getting killed by Electronic. Now the question is, for Vitality, where's Simple? Like, where on the map is the raid boss?
Oh, are they going to flash their way in here? RPK's got his back turned. He's also looking, obviously, towards the ramp, but boomich is right there in front. 37 seconds now on the clock, 4 versus 5, and they're setting up for this. They want to come and see if they could do this. Down below, zywoo's still hanging out, but he could be up the vent in a second. boomich, that's a nice spray, and with Perfecto's help, that'll shut it right down. Yeah, I think zywoo wanted to come popping out once they cleared the bomb site there, but that's not going to be relevant any longer. So, another round for Na'Vi, and they also get to save, well, the AKs and, you know, pretty good economy going forward. Not that they're going to need to save much more, obviously. If they lose a round, it's done. So, 12 to 15, and Vitality, no bomb. And by the way, those bomb plants now are going to start to make a difference. And in the last 3 rounds that have all gone to Na'Vi, there have been no bomb plants. So, that's really worth thinking about. They don't get that $800 bonus, and it's interesting now. It's real interesting.
This might be the most dangerous round for Na'Vi, though. And the reason I say that is because now Vitality could go for some half-buy Tech 9 kind of shenanigans, and then they just throw some crazy, you know, just crazy aggro round in there with no fear because they think this is a throwaway round. You could absolutely do that, and so Na'Vi right now, they need to stay sharp. They need to stay focused. Do not let your guard down for an instant. We're not going to get that from Vitality, but yeah, it is the classic, right? Where it's like, this is how you're losing. You know, you're losing to the half-buy because they're just running in and just deagle face-shotting you.
They only bought very, very conservatively. Some deagles. I think RPK bought armor as well. And that's it. zywoo obviously saved the AK from previously. And it's zywoo with an AK, so you never know what could really happen. Simple down there with the AWP. Very smooth angle. He's got some backup in Flamey. This should be on lockdown. He tags him up, but he doesn't want to fall back because, again, he's got his teammate with him. And the fact that he doesn't fall back and stays and shoots, I mean, even that is halfway signal to Vitality that maybe something is up, you know? Because otherwise, it's not that uncommon. You fire and forget.
And Electronic kills Shoxy on Silo by the looks of things as well. So now there's going to be the rotate coming in here from Vitality, getting that body out in the yard. Apex, he got legged earlier. He's just going to show himself to keep Na'Vi honest. And his teammates are just dying to Simple, and this round's going to be a wash.
Sacrificing themselves. He's getting a little bit back into it at the very least. Yeah. Working on a triple right now. Not going to get any more than that.
Would you say he's the last guy you want to feed kills to on Na'Vi? I think he'd be the last guy you want to feed kills to.
Yeah, surely. Whatever you can, keep him in the dark. You know,
don't feed the beast.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. Not even a little bit. It's been very uncharacteristic for this whole map for him right now. So I would venture a pretty large bet that that's not going to keep being the case. And it could even, I mean, it could even be here towards the end of the map. At any point in time, you know, he could blow. And that would change a lot. Let's see. 29th round. We're gunning for overtime right now for Na'Vi to try and pick up this map on Nuke. It's incredibly important that they pick it up. They're very much their map to win here, whereas the next one we're not maybe so sure, and it could be Vitality having a much easier time of it. So I think there's a lot on the line. Simple's out there, opening in yard again. They're not being very aggressive here, Na'Vi. They're sort of waiting around. boomich is downstairs, and Flamey, I think, is playing ramp. Could also rotate down. Looks like it's going to be another push towards the ramp, though. Ooh, that's a nice catch. And also, Flamey catching the kill over on the other side of Navira. So 5 versus 3. And again, this is where you want the fundamentals to come into play here for the Na'Vi side. Just make sure that you trade this out or just get the headshots of your Flamey. That's an absolutely beautiful round out of him. 3 kills, looking very smooth at the moment. And the bomb plants, they do matter. RPK, the damage that he does now has no impact at all. Doesn't matter how many rifles he takes away from Na'Vi. The only thing that matters is really the bomb plant, and he's not going to be allowed to get that either. So 14 to 15, we go the whole distance on the first map. 30th round coming up.
All the way, Anders. Let's go. And these were just layers on layers of detail here as Vitality, they've used the same smokes. shox was holding for the electronic push. Electronic was holding the shox drop on Mini. And then Simple was also out there in yard this time with the AWP. So these teams, they're just adjusting as they go through the half. You show me a little bit of your playbook? Cool. I'm going to make adjustments to start countering that. And it's going to be that setup here from Na'Vi, and it worked wonderfully.
Okay, so the obvious thing that's worked really well for Vitality is the pressure onto the squeak door. But now they did that at a point in the game where Na'Vi's economy was much worse. There were going to be fewer grenades landed at that position. And Na'Vi have also, experienced it a lot. When you get a tactical timeout like this going to the 30th round, I'm sure Na'Vi must be, running that over too. So I don't know
that's
if
Blade's job, right?
Yeah, it is. And do Vitality really want to do that? It's so risky if it just gets shut down. But that is the thing that's worked incredibly well so far. And it looks like instead we're going to get some yard pressure early on. I would love it if they went full circle and came back to the pistol round where they wrapped around to hell from outside in the yard. That would be really fun if Vitality tried to throw it. Because they've been going down that, the secret stairs all game long. So you could even smoke off Electronic here and just try and wrap around. You do have to deal with Simple at some point, but
different set of smokes, though. You already see Simple having to change up his positioning because of where the smokes went down. He was worried. Definitely a little bit more of a passive setup here from Na'Vi. Not committing as hard to yard, and Simple gonna back off right as they peek. There it is. Takes down shox.
They have so few grenades on the Vitality side. This is a bit of a nightmare, actually. They have a smoke and a Molotov, but Electronic will catch Apex. I think this is unraveling right now. Could very well be overtime. 5 versus 3. I have no idea how Vitality will try and find a way to get back into this. Easy shot for Simple. And now, yeah, they are collapsing a little bit. Vitality, they almost had it in regulation, but I don't think this is going to hold. zywoo goes down, and Navira getting shot in the back, and it's overtime. 15 to 15. What a great comeback here for Na'Vi. That was not easy to do. They had to win, the last 6 rounds in a row, maybe more than that, to bring it back. That was incredible.
Oh, yeah, shoot, we can't see, can we? I think they lost 1 in that, but you're right. They were on fire, so they won the last 6 rounds in a row. Yeah, they just went on fire. And yeah, that was Na'Vi just really coming into their own finally, recognizing what was going on. And so we're tied up 15-15. And really, I mean, this absolutely had to happen for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be so happy if you're a Na'Vi fan, because going into this next was going to be Overpass. And Vitality just looked absolutely indomitable on Overpass, and Na'Vi, not so much. It would have been a real grim scenario for you to get battered on your map pick on Nuke and then to go into Overpass for Na'Vi. Here, at least now, Na'Vi have put themselves in a position where they can win this and potentially, take us the distance.
And I'm not gonna lie either, because we were criticizing Simple from earlier. I know he had that 1 round where he sort of got fed a couple of kills down there with the triple, but he's actually quietly moved up to 21 kills, which is only 1 behind Electronic, who stopped fragging.
You called it, Anders.
If you wanted to buy the dip on Simple, you're too late. Like, that is already, it's up. He's gone fully parabolic, and that is incredibly bad news for Vitality. This could end so badly.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, just Simple, really, you feed him kills, you give him confidence, and he just ramps up from there. Apex is agreeing with me. He's like, yeah, I know, the guy's a real pain in the ass to play against. I know Apex, he is. That's why, he's top 2 in the world. That's one of the, actually, I mean, come on, we do have to remind people, we got the #1 versus the #2 in the world right here. zywoo versus Simple.
Yeah, it's outrageous. I mean, again, we are so fortunate to be in this particular era in Counter-Strike, just all across the board. The current, I think, the rivalry right now between Vitality and Astralis is probably the best that I've ever seen. I love it so much. I think it's so incredible. And then Na'Vi's right behind it, because Simple and Electronic are so good. I mean, this is the thing that I really think that Na'Vi, for a large part, are really carried a fair bit by that. But if you just fix a couple of small things on Na'Vi, there's no reason they couldn't be #1 even, because if you just look at the team, I actually think if you just look at the fundamentals of Na'Vi, they're actually significantly worse, I think, than Vitality and Astralis. And the fact that they're keeping up, I think that says a lot about what's going on. This is just all so interesting, but we're going to get back into the game here. It's overtime, ladies and gentlemen. First to 19 rounds. We'll walk away with a map win here, unless it goes to double overtime, of course. zywoo back with the AWP and out fighting straight up against Simple out here. Wants to try and take that. In fact, Nivira and shox also pushing out there with him, and they're going to be really quick, and they're pushing up into the garage. So that is a lot of map control, and we mentioned earlier they could try and do that wrap towards dark. That would be so interesting.
This is how you change it up. But now, yeah, you have to catch Simple, and he's aware of it. Yep. Sees you coming from a mile away. Electronic, though, you cannot be in main. That was going to be the next point. Electronic in main, you know Vitality are going to check you.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you get another free kill there. So Vitality now with a man advantage on the T side. And again, you give these teams a man advantage, they know how to work it. It's going to be the boa constrictor now.
Flamey's doing something that's very, very cool because they lost a huge chunk of map control. They're trying to reclaim it by pushing into the lobby, and they win the fight against RPK. Absolutely critical. If they lose that, they're probably done. But the problem is, if they just stay inside of A and ramp, they're getting flanked. They can't actually just hang out there any longer. So now it's anybody's guess. I don't think any team, and no, none of these teams right now know exactly what is going on. Right? This is a classic Nuke round. All out confusion. Counter flash coming in. Nice shot from Perfecto. And now he's just hiding. Spots another one. Wants to take out a little bit of a fight. He's doing so much damage. And the bomb, yeah, it's going down. But Perfecto knows where 2 out of 3 are. He's seen one. He saw the bomb. They have a perfect read right now. Apex will still get a kill, but let's see. This retake, it should be doable. boomich goes down, but a quick trade. Simple runs in. Picked up an M4 and just takes him out. Nivira, he's 1 bullet away from death. Just needs the headshot, and he's going to get the spray instead. Survives on 2 health. And Vitality get the round that they needed in regulation. What an opening to the overtime.
What a bonkers play, dude. Nivira in particular, he's bottom fragging, but that's the thing, man. When you come up with the high impact kills, the clutch play to get your team the round against Simple, no less. What a monster play. Yeah, Shoxy giving it. But I mean, these are all of the adjustments coming through, and yet somehow Vitality, they nearly lost that round. And all off of RPK getting kind of caught asleep.
Yeah. I'm so shocked because, again, I just thought the information that Perfecto got was worth so much. They're running through the fire, trying to vent dive, and never putting out the Molotov. Well, then.
Was that miscommunication? Is that where it's like, I thought you were going to throw the smoke? They're all just pointing fingers at each other?
Yeah, I think there's even a fire extinguisher on the wall right in there. They had all the options laid out in front of them. And
what was that?
Maybe...
Well, the highs are highs and the lows are low, Anders, because that's going to be a deflating round here for Vitality. Not only do you come off of a massive clutch, but then you kind of just flub around the second round. I don't know.
Maybe what actually happened is, because you know everyone always gets taught to stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire, but the key is you have to put the fire out first, guys. You can't be like, I know you want to follow those instructions, but they did drop, so I mean they definitely
technically, but they happen to have been pierced by a bunch of lead bullets first, right? And that's
which is not part of the
it's not part of the plan. Not exactly what you want there. Ah, that's, well,
I mean, listen, I would love to go see the replay because, yeah, you're right. It is somebody's job, surely, to do that. The timing didn't work out.
Did the smoke get body blocked? So, I mean, we didn't see from our perspective, right, what happened there.
Could be one of those hilarious smokes that if you throw them at the wrong angle, it doesn't put
it out.
Let's
what
just
happened?
see. So, fire is there. They're sort of, I mean, it is, the fire actually doesn't look like it's covering that much.
They're just running. I think the fire is deep in Squeak, and they just ran.
Again,
I feel like I'm watching some kind of Greek tragedy every time I watch. You know, Apex is. It's like we should be in the theater right now.
You could do so many things with it. You could play any like quote from a movie or just like news or anything, and you could have it just pretend that Apex's reaction. It would just always be funny. What a great guy. 16-16, and they're trying it again, and it's having the same result. Just burning and taking so much damage. I can't believe he didn't get that. It's so close. Shox and Apex are very, very close to death. And Flamey, he's got the right idea. He's down here. Apex is as well on the other side. And then the rest of the battle is happening on the upside of the map. So I can't believe they actually went for it again. And they could have lost the round already. There was all-out madness.
Just absolute mad lads. And especially after finding so much success out in Yard. really feeling like it was starting to get downloaded out there, and yet, well, they were trying to just throw some curveballs here, and it just did not pan out.
That's what happened early in regulation for them on the T side. That's what worked. So, you know, that might just also be some sort of nostalgia here for Vitality. Remember when we kept doing that and it worked out? Now it's not working, and that could cost them everything here. Oh, what a spin! Flamey taking down Apex, getting shot in the back. And Flamey's had a couple of good defenses over at that ramp when it's really been required. He had that triple kill, all headshots earlier. Bomb plant not in the cards right now. RPK, I don't think it's anything that he could do, so he's going to get a kill here. Oh, actually getting a little bit closer. So maybe, again, the $800 bonus is absolutely significant here with the start money that they have in overtime. It makes a big difference. Throwing in grenades all over the place. 20 seconds left, and now they're starting to get just a bit closer. And surely there's not much he could do. I think Electronic is right behind him, about to shoot him in his back, and that will be it. 17-16 in the first half of overtime. Electronic now top of the board, tied with zywoo. So it's between those two. Actually, boomich is up there as well.
Boomich is right up there. Simple is nipping at their heels with 23 kills. I mean, everybody on Na'Vi is getting activated here, whereas Vitality, they're starting to kind of drop off. It's starting to slow down on the Vitality side. We've still got Nivera sitting at 13, shox at 15. I mean, Apex at 16. Like, these guys are not up there right now. The only guy who's going toe-to-toe is zywoo.
How did he not get the kill? Oh, God. I could understand Apex reaction here. Oh, this is madness. Here we go. 2 more rounds for Na'Vi. They take it away in overtime. Otherwise, Vitality would need 3 in a row on the CT side. They are absolutely capable. Saw how much zywoo was doing on the CT side, how aggressive he was, and how well it worked out. So maybe we'll see more of that. This time he's a little bit further back, though.
But keep in mind, I mean, the T side for Na'Vi, they came out ahead 8-7.
They did.
They were looking good on T side. I think Vitality, if they manage to pull this off and have a flawless CT side, that will be one of the biggest upsets of the tournament. That will be unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Historically, that doesn't look like it's in the cards at all.
zywoo's shifted up outside of Yard right now. He's going to have that AWP posted up, and he was the playmaker for Vitality on the CT side. You're right. So curious to see if he's going to get aggressive or he's just holding back. For now, he's just going to be holding back.
Deep smokes thrown from really far back in T-spawn. So that means they're airborne for a really long time. By the time they land out there, you could be somewhere else and relocating. Perfecto. Throwing in a bit of a Molotov to force someone off the hut. See if there's a follow-up down behind the bomb site. It doesn't feel like this is what they want to do, but they do have an entire new set of nades. I mean, there's the Molotovs and flashbangs to throw. So they could also just be baiting out some counter nades. 40 seconds. Classic slow round out of Na'Vi here, but let's see. There are more grenades. They just keep Molotoving that hut, and now the counter smoke comes out at 30 seconds. That's actually real impressive.
That is a sexy smoke.
Yep.
That is a silky smooth smoke.
They're not loving this, are they? 23 seconds and the clock time is really running down. shox is waiting in the corner. He's going to take down Flamey. And yeah, they're walking in. They're feeling the pressure now, Na'Vi, and it is not working out the way that they had anticipated. Simple on his own. He's getting toyed with on the ladder. Who was that? Was that Apex having fun? I would love to see that. He was sticking his little head up from that vent. That is hilarious.
Dude, that smoke was so sexy. And this is zywoo's perspective up top, as obviously once the firepower starts, once the firefight starts kicking in, Apex is straight memeing on Simple.
That's amazing.
But this is the smoke from zywoo, and that is just the sexiest smoke.
Yeah.
At 30 seconds left, dude, that's nightmare fuel for Na'Vi. What do you do when that goes off in your face?
Yeah, because, I mean, we could tell that that was the last smoke that they had, Vitality, but the point for Na'Vi is, if there is another smoke, then it would be around the 16-second mark when that would go down.
Yeah.
So they can't chance it. They don't have the information that we have. We could have said, well, just wait, and that's the last grenade they had. Don't worry, you can still do it. I mean, you're right next to the bomb site, so theoretically you could, but they have to assume that there's going to be another one, otherwise it's just too big of a gamble. So what a turn of events now. Tied up 17-17. Technical pause, as you can tell, before we get back into it, but it's already been fixed. Who is that coach behind with his head in his hands? They look stressed out here on the Vitality side. They look like they're a little bit worried. Oh, man, let's see. It's all still in play. Nothing has been decided yet. Apex trying to be aggressive, but now he's realizing, wait a minute, they could also be up on that high ground, and he wants to fall back. I still think that's interesting. I think they heard him, but, I mean, even this is going to buy time, and maybe even grenades of Na'Vi. it's not impossible that they'll try and Molotov this container just to check if Apex fell back there. So sometimes even just a little bit of aggression will be enough. But zywoo goes down. Simple. We talked about that battle. We haven't seen it really all that much, but we know that zywoo's had a way bigger impact on this game so far than Simple has. So just a couple of fights like that can make a huge difference. 4 versus 5. They have the entire yard, and Vitality are just in a lot of trouble. They have 2 people downstairs. That means that A bomb site is basically a 2-on-5 if Na'Vi show up, and I guess the same is true for the lower part of the map. If they just get the timing right here, Na'Vi, Vitality are so far away from being able to help each other.
Vitality are super screwed regardless.
Yep, they really are. And it's just you losing the yard. You just lose so much control. Another kill rings in. Now it's 5 versus 3, and the problem has not got any better here for the CT side.
Yeah, Na'Vi now, I mean, they're just going to boa constrict you to death here. It's going to be just all of the kills. And it's just shoxy alone now. He nearly could have caught Simple, but there was time enough for the rest of the team to come back. It wasn't like that was going to win the round. And so shoxy could be putting himself in a position to try and save the gun. And, well, that's just not going to happen. So, Nuvera, you're out of luck, buddy.
Oh, man.
Just to give you guys some context on that, right? Na'Vi, 82% win rate if they get the entry kill. Like, on a round. That's...
it really matters.
They don't throw away entry kills, right? It is very uncommon for Na'Vi to screw that kind of situation up.
I mean, this was very well done. I think you're absolutely right. They did constrict them, and I mean, it's even that metaphor works even better because they do really wrap around that whole, like, just out in the yard. It's very, very hard to deal with. And I think Vitality even knew. Now, Na'Vi, when they're in that position, they tried to push out. You remember that? They tried to go aggressive in lobby, which I think was a very good idea. Oh, no. Burning and Simple. He'll take down Nivira, and they're going to go make a push for it. 18-17. They just need this round, and they will win the first map. RPK goes for the swing, but he is flashed, and he can only get 1. 3 versus 4. Missed shot. shox is going to try and fall back, but he just can't. He's stuck in there. zywoo combat orbing, and now it's Apex. He gets caught, and it's 19-17. They pick it up in overtime. Na'Vi, what